somewhere, if we can find it, there should be this big rock face with a pool of water at the bottom, which played a considerable part in my dreams in the months after my last visit to this part of Britain.
What sort of dreams were they?
They were nightmares. It's impossible to know after 15 years, but I think this is absolutely it.
15 years ago, Antony Woodward took part in the Round Britain Rally, a 3-day air race across the UK for amateur Microlight pilots. On the second day of the rally, he crashed.
I was flying, very slightly uphill, which is mistake number 1. We just got into the air. The Microlight wasn't climbing, and it wasn't climbing, and then I saw a set of wires in front of us. So I decided to try and go underneath. One of the wings clipped. One of these wires here, I think, there was a massive blue flash. We went vertically upwards. We crashed down. Just had petrol. Thin, cold trickle of petrol going down our necks. The nightmares came later. In this nightmare, I'm in a little plane, flying round and round, unable to climb. I keep going up and up, but I never get quite high enough to get clear of this rocky face.
What's going through your head?
I don't know. Microlighting's fucking dangerous.
Flimsy, often homemade, and powered by notoriously unreliable engines,
You're putting your life in the hands of what's effectively a chainsaw attached to a deck chair.
Microlights were born in the late 1970s as a way for anyone to experience flying at its most basic and its most exhilarating.
What a place.
The ultimate test for the microlighter is the Round Britain Rally.
Oh my God.
3 days of non-stop endurance flying,
It feels like I've been wrestling with a gorilla.
where the aim is to fly around as much of the country as possible.
If we have to ditch in the sea, if anything was to happen to one of us, it better happen to me.
I've never been so scared flying in my life.
Once again, enthusiasts will compete in their magnificent flying machines in an attempt to recapture the true spirit of amateur aviation.
That's me, God. Oh my God. When was that? 80s and early 90s. I cannot believe I looked like that. That's a bad hair phase, I have to say. I think it's better now.
Antony's a writer. The first book he wrote was about his crash. 15 years on, he's decided to give the rally another go.
I've been told by 2 instructors with real confidence I'm the worst people they've ever had. I have no instinctive feel for how a plane flies. I have no spatial awareness for getting it down, and I'm utterly untechnical. Most people who fly love tinkering with stuff, fiddling around with engines, and that is all incomprehensible to me. I first wanted to fly to pull girls. There was nothing romantic about it.
Were you successful?
Absolutely not.
Did he fly when you first met him?
Yep, he was writing his book Propellerhead, so I was basically reading about how hopeless he was at flying as I was getting to know him.
Was it attractive that he could fly?
Yeah, but there's something quite glamorous about it. I mean, yeah, I really think that is.
I'm doing this for a different reason. I'm doing it because I always feel too grown up and cosy. I'm now 48 with 3 children, and it wouldn't really have occurred to me, but I suddenly thought, why not? It's unfinished business, and And flying offers something very exciting and, for me, very frightening and dangerous, which also makes you feel tremendously alive.
Antony's on his way to visit his old flying instructor, Will, who has agreed to be his teammate for the rally.
How long is it since you've seen him?
I was thinking about this last night. It's 20 years, I think. So, time enough for quite a lot to happen to us both, I guess.
I live here in my log cabin with my 2 sons, Peter and Edward. Lots of male pigs, male dog. No ladies. Can't get anybody to put up with the isolation of the place, you see.
Will had to give up being a flying instructor after a car crash in 2007 permanently damaged his back.
You've been fighting, you know? You've got a bump on your neck.
He now keeps pigs, but has jumped to this chance for one last flying adventure.
For me, it'll be an end of an era, you know? It's the last time I shall ever do anything like this. I can't do what I used to do, so I'm no longer going to be an instructor. So it's a little bit like wrapping up 25 years of instructing in one hit.
Will, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Excellent.
Yeah, I've got less hair than you as well. That's really good. Do you find your head gets cold?
Well, yeah, I do. Well, I'm now used to it. But yes,
Antony's insisted they compete in the same type of plane he crashed in, a 1980s thruster, which Will has spent the past few days putting back together.
My toy shed.
there it is. Oh, beautiful. Good colours too. Look at that.
Well, it's actually-
It's in beautiful order. Look at that.
Is it as you remember it?
Gorgeous thruster. I mean, look at it. Supermarket trolley back wheel. I mean, they are fantastic.
That's it, you know,
it's plastic stacking seats like I sat on all through my school days, just bolted to the bottom.
That's it.
It is great. I love it. The bathroom light switch.
Yeah, that's right, for the trim, that's it, yeah, that's it, yeah, pull the chain.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You get yourself strapped in, and I will figure out how
This is
to
the first
pull the
time
slot on and
Antony
run.
has flown a Microlight in almost a decade.
Here we go. Look at that.
With safety comes blandness. And the magic of these machines, to me, is that it gets you right up close to that sort of scary edge of the envelope of what you're doing in this sort of deck chair in the sky.
No problem. You give it a passion, go.
Yeah, I'm too right. Okay,
This is great, though, isn't it?
here we are again. Oh, sorry.
Nice and gentle. She's still going. Keep her straight for a minute. Right, mate, you got control. We'll balls to the wall and off we go. Come on, darling. Get flying for us. 90 minutes on the move, isn't it? Feels like it's going to start to fly now, fellas. See, there you go. 300 feet. Hey! How's it feel to be in the air again then?
It feels amazing. I'm drinking it all in.
You take off that little aeroplane and all that fresh air comes in round and the view's fantastic. It's just like you're just taking a step to heaven. That's it, you just reduce the power back a bit.
Oh, sorry.
Full power, that's it. Treat every flight like it might be the last, you know?
Shall I try and go back and try landing?
The most difficult and dangerous part of any flying is the landing.
You're in control, okay? Check it back now, don't let it touch, don't let it touch. Bye.
Yeah, oh.
Are you alright? Ease back gently.
Oh, what's happening?
Okay, just come back over my son. What's happening? Stick back. Pull back, mate. Pull back.
Got a lot of surface
I love
to
that.
do.
Whoa, what's happening? Well, I think they're meeting the ground this time.
Okay, that needs quite a bit of practice.
What we need to do is some circuits, takeoffs and landings.
Setting off again, Antony's worst fears are realised.
We seem to have another problem there.
What's happened?
That's the engine.
The engine suddenly falters, luckily while they're still on the ground.
Fuck.
fuck! Oh my God.
What happened?
Well, the engine, crucial moment, stopped giving quite as much power as it was. And the wonderful, wonderful thing is, it did it while we were still on the ground, rather than 3 minutes later, when we would have been over trees.
At the weekend there, I got my new Ray-Ban aviator glasses, the Tom Cruise Eat Your Heart Out, Top Gun style.
16-year-old Mikey McMahon is competing in the rally with his dad, Paul, who separated from Mikey's mother 6 years ago.
It's my first time to do something like this, and I'd say it would bring me closer to my dad as well. It's going to be talking about flying the whole time. It's drink, eat, breathe flying, basically.
Mikey's dad, Paul, runs his own driving school, but takes every chance he can to get up in the air.
People say to me, you're in the same place every weekend. I said, I'm never in the same place. The clouds change, the winds change, the seasons change. And once you leave that ground, the sky is a different place. You can fly to the same destination every single day of your life and be somewhere different every single day of your life.
So have you always been into flying?
Yeah, I was brought up on it. There was a stage where I went off it and I felt a bit scared of flying, and then I gave...
Scared?
I was afraid of turbulence. I didn't like going up in passenger jets. I didn't like going up in any plane. I made any excuse not to go up.
What do you think made you scared about it at that point?
What made me scared, I think, was my dad's crash. He went up, took off, the telephone wire went across the bar in front of the plane, and it snapped and turned him around 180 degrees and straight into the ground at 60 miles an hour. And he said he's lucky to be alive on it. And that sort of put me off.
Paul is collecting his son to fly in his Microlight to England, where the rally begins in 2 days' time.
Right, well, let's go, so.
All right.
Bye! Miss you already! Oh my God. Oh, I've got big butterflies. Well, they're not butterflies, pterodactyls floating around in my stomach now for him now. It's awful, isn't it? I feel sick.
In order to take part in the rally, Paul and Mikey first have to fly their Microlight over 72 miles of Irish Sea. If their engine fails, it could be fatal, as they'd be forced to ditch in the icy waters below.
The better option for me would be not to go across the sea at all, but then we live on an island, how do we get there? So we have to do it. Get nervous? This is an exciting trip, it's an adventure, and that's what it's supposed to be. If we need to come back at any time because you're not happy, you're uncomfortable, you're panicking, anything like that, we'll have a little chat and I will turn that aircraft around and come back. Okay? This is breaking new ground for me. This is actually like cutting an umbilical cord for me, because I have purposefully not taken Michael on trips, purely because of the sea crossing. On my own, I'm responsible for me. But if anything was to happen to him, I don't think I'd ever live with myself. Now I know you're scared. I don't want you feeling under pressure. Okay? But I need to know by 4 o'clock. If you turn around to me, you've got half an hour. If you turn around to me at 4 o'clock and say, no, Dad, I can't do it. Well, I'll wheel it in here and we'll head off home. Where are you right now in your head?
Paul's decided that their best window to do the 40-minute sea crossing is right now.
How you feeling, Paul?
Not great. I want to go, but I want to go for me and him. I don't want to go if he's not going to be happy with it. He's a sensitive young kid and I'm very, very concerned about him. I might have to pull the plug myself now, which is... But what can you do?
Hello.
You're right.
What's wrong? Scared.
I just looked in his eyes. You could see it wasn't even worried. There was a terror in his eyes. His bottom lip was trembling. His whole face turned pale. That's thinking about getting into it. I just don't want to do him any damage.
In Wales, Antony is having his own second thoughts about the rally.
I'm feeling a lot more scared about it than I think I admitted to myself. Will is a gung-ho bush pilot who wants to win. But it matters to me to survive. That has made me think about doing the rally more, because obviously I'm in a very different position now to when I did it before. I had nothing to lose when I was just single. Now I've got 3 little children. I don't trust that engine an inch. Everything can go wrong.
Back in Ireland, Paul is waiting for Mikey's decision.
How's it going, Mikey?
Feeling good now, still scared and nervous, but like, you're not going to do a trip without being scared and nervous. And then again, 2.5 hours now, we're in a different country, we're on holidays, like, so just over the sea. I'm just going to see, can I just keep myself calm and talk to Dad the whole time, deep breaths.
So you're going to do it?
I'm going to do it. It's kind of something I'm going to kick myself over afterwards if I don't do it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to go and do it now. And
Here.
see you, Jill. Thanks for coming out.
Mikey.
Yeah.
Load her up.
Bye, Karma.
Baby.
Hey, Michael.
Well done.
Clear prop.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
Is it natural to still be scared and nervous?
Too fucking right I am.
And that is a nasty crosswind, son. So be ready for it. Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Round Britain, son, here we come. Oh man, we are marching along now.
Are we?
89 mile an hour, look.
Wow.
Oh, there she is, son. There's the seaside.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah,
Is it alright if I say a little prayer?
of course it is. Here we go, son. Close it out.
I sat there and the tension was building. Dad, I'm scared.
It's alright.
And as we coasted out, I felt a streak of panic in me, and I was about to say, no, I want to go back. But then I don't know what happened. I just went for it.
I tell you fair play to you, son. You're brave enough. Do you know what?
What?
Proud of you, son. Well, there she is, son. There's Wales. We will be crossing the coast in about 2 minutes.
I'm going, shh, Dad, don't jinx it, Dad. And then as we came over, I remember looking down like that and watching the liquid turn back to solid ground.
Hey, son, there she is. No, son, that's the longest flight we ever done together.
Yeah?
Our bodies get bigger, but our hearts get torn up.
Oh, the boys are back in town. The Eagle has landed.
I went out and I did it, and I'm really, really happy now.
As competitors from all over Britain gather in an airfield in the Midlands, there's one man that everyone's waiting for.
Richard Meredith, he's probably the leading adventurer, I'd say, in microlighting.
He'll be trying very hard. He's done around Britain many times before.
He's kind of done everything, really, I think.
The pinnacle of Richard's career was when he flew to Australia. Any pilot that can do that is just at the peak of the sport.
You'll have a hard job keeping up with him.
Yeah. Is there any chance you might beat him?
Absolutely not.
Richard Meredith Hardy is the president of the International Microlight Commission and one of the favourites to win the rally.
Various machines in here and variously in states of disrepair. This old thing took me to Cape Town in 1985-86. And this one I won the World Championships in. I was the first person to successfully fly over Everest. There were a bunch of people standing on the summit and we waved at each other. And in fact, my photographs are the first ever photos of aerial photos of people on Everest. Extraordinary, really. I've lived here all my life. My parents' house is up here as well.
How would you describe your upbringing?
Well, I suppose slightly eccentric, but then we're English, you know. Come on.
There he is.
What was Richard like at that age in that picture?
He was 10 then. Different, I think, is the answer.
Well.
The aim of the rally is to fly around as much of Britain as possible in any direction. Teams score points every time they fly over one of 66 designated turn points scattered up and down the country.
Okay, so this is all of the turn points. We're starting at Preston Capes in Northamptonshire, which is there. It tends to be that the further away ones are worth more than the nearer ones. Somewhere like Cape Wrath is worth 200 points. The ones down south are all worth 50 points. So whatever happens, the most important strategy is that for every minute that you're on the ground, you've lost a mile. So you've got to be flying. If you stop for fuel, you stop for fuel, put in fuel and go. No fligging around sort of drinking cups of tea and stuff.
There they are.
Teams can only fly during daylight, and one of the toughest challenges of the rally is navigation.
Is the needles.
We're working off the seat of our pants a bit because we've got no navigational systems or anything, so we've got to do it all by...
Map and compass.
That's it, the old-fashioned way. And hope my back holds out. Otherwise, you might be going halfway around solo. Actually, to do the whole rally would be a wonderful, wonderful achievement. And to win is the icing on the cake. And I mean, I like that idea of winning.
I like that idea of winning too.
I mean, I don't want to just take part. I like to win.
The night before the rally, the competitors have gathered for a detailed briefing. 23 teams are taking part in microlights of all shapes and sizes.
Cruise all right?
Each team will have a logging device that records which turn points they fly over to calculate their score.
Ladies, gentlemen, good evening.
At the end of 3 days, the team with the most points will be the winner.
Tomorrow morning, the first plane out is at 0900. The aircraft are leaving in 2-minute intervals.
These are the only loggers which will give you a score for the weekend. So you must have one of these.
Let's have a good one. Cheers, folks. Or 900 standby.
It's the first day of the rally. Getting the start right is vital. Each team has a window of just 2 minutes in which to take off. If they miss their slot, they go to the back of the queue.
1 minute. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Off like a stabbed rat.
voice king. Woodward, are you ready?
Are you ready?
Oh, right, mate, well done.
You ready?
Yeah.
Helmet and harness secure.
Helmet and harness is secure.
Ground grip ready, son.
Let's do that.
God, I poured water all over this.
I think it's fair to say we are the least organised team here. Bye, Louis.
So you missed your slot?
We missed our slot. All Anthony's fault, of course. Woodward can't get himself organised. But it's all good, because now if we lose, I can blame Anthony.
Bloody hell.
His faffing is really very frightening to watch and be around. You know, the chap that had to crash land in the Hudson River, he was cool and calm and measured, and that would not be him.
Flip it!
Is this how Daddy normally leaves?
Yes.
What, late?
Yes.
Faffing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck me, come on, we gotta go!
You should have got ready before we got here.
Yeah. Do you think you'd have done it better?
Yeah, I think I'd already left.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm alright.
1 hour after their allocated slot, Antony and Will finally make it into the air. Their plan is to fly first to Daventry Beacon, worth 50 points, just 5 minutes away. But after 15 minutes in the air, Daventry is nowhere to be found.
It's either that one or that one. I don't fucking know which.
I'm looking at the map and I said to Anthony, that's the turn point there. I'm holding the map up to him. I said, there's a turn point there. Yes, I can see that. And here's where we took off from here, this mark here where we took off from. That might not be the airfield actually. I just made a black mark round about where I thought it was.
That's the airfield.
Oh, fuck me, you marked in the wrong place on here.
Yeah, it is on the wrong place then. Shit.
So this black dot, which is airfield, might not be airfield. This might be just black dot that could be anywhere. Yes.
Well, should we land and start again? Well, we could. Well, I didn't realise how fucked up we are.
We're about 6 miles to the wrong place, and so it's that feeling of embarrassment, thinking, oh God, the first day, first takeoff, we got lost within 5 minutes and came back to base. I mean, that's just unheard of, you know. You just don't do that. You just don't do that.
Oh, what a cackle!
What a piss off. What an absolute fucking piss off.
Sorry about that.
Shit. I was really hacked off.
Will was very competitive to start with. I think he wanted to win. A number of things thwarted this dream for him. One was probably his co-pilot.
Anthony, I can't fucking believe you've done that to me. I just thought, this guy, I can't, if he's going to put a dot on the map in the middle of nowhere, I just can't trust him to do anything. We're going to get so lost, I'm going to do everything. Never let Anthony mark the airfield. He puts it in the wrong place.
Richard has picked up a strong tailwind and is already halfway up the west coast. His plan is to reach the top of Scotland by the end of day 1. But having already flown 200 miles, his Microlight is running low on fuel.
We do need to do something about fuel, and I have my cunning scheme. This is my mid-air refueling device. So, what we do is we've got that bit. When we open the fuel, let's turn that around so that we've got a bit of a better view. We open the fuel cap, we shove him in the tank, like that. Then we get the other bit, see him? We shove him in the jerry can.
Rather than wasting time landing, Richard's brought along 2 jerry cans of fuel in the place of a co-pilot.
Seatbelt for a minute. There we are.
I won't say that I don't get scared sometimes, because you can scare yourself quite easily.
Oh dear, why does it have to be so bumpy?
But flying a Microlight is no more dangerous than driving your car down the road.
And then the final pass of the trick, let's do my seatbelt up again now, shall we? Wait, fall out. Ain't gone. Bloody coat's blowing up like a Michelin man as well. Right, now we have fuel whizzing down our pipe into the tank. Very good.
He does what appear to be crazy things, and the worst thing, I have to say, was when he did Everest. That was the one thing I really didn't want him to do. I really thought they'd die when they went off to do that.
Didn't you stop him?
I tried. I did try. I was so angry. I tried very hard to stop him from doing it. He was determined, so I was absolutely furious. And of course, when he came back, I was incredibly proud.
Do your balls hang low? Can you swing them to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them
Paul
in
and Mikey
a
are
bow?
making good progress, heading towards Salisbury in Wiltshire.
Can you throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier? Do your balls hang low?
He's like a big child.
So do you like all this flying, do you?
Yeah, it's cool.
Turbulence doesn't bother you anymore, does it?
No, it's still a little bit scary.
You're always going to love what your dad's doing. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be into all this flying.
This obsession, you wake up on a Monday morning wishing it was Friday. You start to wish your life away.
Yay!
You just can't wait till you're gone again. It becomes all-consuming. It does take over your life. So, if you fancy having a relationship with anyone, and that includes your kids, your friends, your wife, it doesn't matter if you want a relationship with anybody, once you start doing this, get somebody who likes this too. Because it just ain't going away.
After their disastrous start, Antony and Will head towards Devon. Will is still reluctant to let Antony fly the plane, but a couple of hours in the cramped cockpit of the thruster is taking its toll on his bad back.
It's just a spasm. You want to take control from that? No, it's not. Honestly, I've got all the arms stretched out.
The problem is that if it goes completely bad, my left leg goes completely numb, so I can't even feel the rudder pedal, you know.
Bastard, come on. Judy, so you alright? Honestly. Are you sure you want to put it down? I'm good, mate. I'm good, honestly. I can't feel the fuck all of my left hand at the moment.
With Will in serious pain, Antony has to take the controls for the first time in the rally and divert to the nearest airfield, Enstone, near Oxford. He also has to land the plane.
Landings are impossible. I mean, landings, there's an old flying adage, you know, what is a good landing? A good landing is a landing from which the pilot can walk away unaided. as you get nearer the ground, you become, with every moment, more aware of what's going to happen when you screw this up.
The landings were bloody hopeless. And I thought, yeah, we could have a bit of work cut out here. Antony cannot land a plane. He's definitely forgotten that bit.
Oh my God!
Well done, William.
This is bad.
After leaving Salisbury, Paul and Mikey are on their way to Somerset when they suddenly run into bad weather.
You alright?
I just don't like that in front of us.
It's fine, I can see right through it, I can see the horizon beyond it. Right, now we're going to get a kicking off of these hills.
Being in the Microlight in bad turbulence is like being in a washing machine with it turned on. It's like, whoa.
Oh, you bastard. That was a big one.
And with the turbulence we had on the rally in the rain, it was actually like we were in the washing machine.
Well, Daddy's sing to you, son.
No.
Come on, do you want your daddy to sing a little song? That'll make you feel better.
No. I've got a really itchy head, I'm cold.
Michael, this cold thing, we've got to sort this out.
My jacket keeps unzipping.
Oh, zip it back up.
I do.
Well, then it should keep you warm.
It doesn't.
I remember going to Dad, come on, are we there yet? He goes, no, we're only 2 hours away. I was like, only 2 hours away? This is shocking. I said, can we not only be 10 minutes away?
All right, we're going to be on the ground shortly, okay?
Okay.
I want to know what you think, not just okay. Okay, I don't care. Just get me back on the ground.
It was at that point I realised that I can't push Michael too far. I don't want to put him off something that he already loves. It's a bit like if you like Mars bars. There's one day you'd eat a whole box of them and there's just one Mars bar that'll put you off Mars bars for life. And I didn't want to get into that scenario.
Beaten by the low weather front and his son's even lower mood, Paul gives up on his ambitions for the day.
How's that?
I feel slightly sicky.
You still feeling sick?
Enjoying this?
Not at the moment, no.
Richard ends day one as the only competitor to reach the highest scoring location of the rally, Cape Wrath.
Golf Sierra Echo, Scottish information. Golf Echo, try again. It's Golf Echo, I'm just now at Cape Wrath at 5,500 feet. So here we are at the top of Scotland.
My primary ambition is to fly over all 7 summits, which are the highest mountains on every continent. My friend Angelo was very good at raising the money for these things. He was killed in a stupid accident riding as a passenger in a light aircraft, and the pilot killed them both. It was a great tragedy, really, because we were building up to going to Antarctica.
After leaving Enstone, Will and Antony fly on to Devon, hoping to pick up a few last points before sunset. But with Will still in constant pain, they decide to call it a day and return to his house, worth no points. And with Will doing the landing.
Fantastic, mate. Well done. What a nice place to stop, eh?
Well done.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
Okay, that's it. That's what we want in the morning.
It was a sort of, series of cock-ups in many ways. The complexities today were my relationship with Will. I think we both had this great liking for each other, but we don't actually know each other well, and we come from probably quite different worlds. There is inevitably a teacher and pupil relationship where it's hard to question his decisions, so that's where the tension lies. I suspect if he was feeling honest, he might not choose me as his flying companion, but he's got me, so that's sort of it.
After flying almost 700 miles in one day, Richard is bedding down for the night at Dornoch, north of Inverness. Unlike Will and Antony, he won't be benefiting from home comforts.
So where do you sleep tonight?
No, my tent is just there. It's a very low tent.
It's the wing. So you sleep under the wing?
Yeah, perfectly nice, waterproof thing.
It's the way you like it, isn't it, like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, the answer is that if I lost a bit of this, then I might be able to carry a tent.
Hello?
It's the second day of the rally, the same day that Antony had his crash 15 years ago. With Will still suffering, it's up to Antony to do all of the flying today.
We need to get going. We really do need to get going. We're late again. Will you start, sir? Certainly. You climb in and climb aboard, Captain. Captain Woodward. Yeah, I think he's a little bit wary before he went up, He looked a little bit sort of white and, oh God, this is it.
I thought about crashing every second of the rally.
Okay, yep, all good.
When Will and I were taking off with all our kit and stuff and the thing, when the machine was, the Microlight was clearly massively overloaded, that felt very like the time we crashed. I felt really scared at one point there, and I thought we were hardly going to get off the end of the runway. All I'm thinking about as I fly along in those things is where to land when the engine stops.
I don't want to go out and get rained on again. I'm sick of being wet and cold.
Mikey didn't enjoy the first day of the rally, and today he's in no rush to get back in the air.
I don't know my son as well as I thought I did. I hold my hands up to it. I don't know him as well as I thought I did. I wasn't sure exactly what he could cope with, and I'm not sure he could cope with a whole rally, so let's cut it down and have a holiday.
We'll have a game of I Spy, right?
Okay.
Okay, you go first.
I spy my little ice on the beginning of sea.
With the pressure now off, Paul and Mikey spend the day hopping to local airfields and doing a little sightseeing.
You get bored of this now.
Mostly on the ground.
Do you want to go and look at this hangar? Come. You like going around these airfields, don't you?
Yeah.
Here's the C-42 coming in the door.
Oh yeah. We have the biggest laugh ever. And I don't know what I'd do without him.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
What did dawn on me was just how proud Michael is of his dad. That Michael's dad is Michael's hero. And that dawned on me without it ever having been said. And the compass in the front. Michael will always be my little boy. It doesn't matter if he's 40 or 50 years old. And he'll be my best friend and he'll always be my friend. He's the best part of my world.
We're not going anywhere.
Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? Imagine we could be munching on this burger or we could be up there flying.
Yeah, no, I'd rather down here.
There just is no comparison, is there?
Right.
Switches on, mate. You strap yourself in.
Antony and Will have managed to fly all of 40 miles to Hallwell in Devon. And so far, Antony has done all the flying.
Can I carry on flying?
Of course.
Good man.
I think Will realised he wasn't going to win this race, this rally. So something in him changed, and he relaxed a lot more about the race. And I think I became more competitive.
Oh, for God's sake, we're in a competition here. Could you stop talking?
Yeah, I just got into the fun of it. Just thought, why spoil a good race by being competitive? Let's just fly and see what happens. You know.
Yeah, bro.
Antony transformed. He just completely seemed very happy, really into what was going on, you know.
Can you fly for a minute while I have my sausage sandwich? You made it to the police station. When the papa found out, he began to shout. We started the investigation.
And it was a particularly fantastic flight.
That's what we call wheels on wheels, eh? Wheels on wheels. I'm taking my time.
They're looking for the Cern Abbas giant, worth 50 points.
I've never seen the Cern Abbas, man. Well, rocking great cock. There he is, right down there.
Richard, meanwhile, doesn't waste a second, racing down the entire length of the east coast of Britain, hoovering up points.
What a place.
Richard did this flight from London down to Cape Town, and I went along and drove the truck for him, and I sort of stepped out of my London high-heeled shoes and pleated skirt of the 80s and off we set across Africa. It was quite a sharp learning curve for me, I can tell you, but yeah, it was about the best year of my life, I think, really.
What most attracted you to Richard?
Oh, the eyebrows. It was just that life could be different with him. It was not going to be ever normal, and it hasn't.
My mother had an accident which put her in a wheelchair when I was 4. And I stayed at home to look after my mother as her legs. I learned to get her out of bed, to help her dress, to put on her stockings. I would learn to dress, in due course, learn to dress her bed sores and all these sorts of things. So you see parts of your mother, I guess, most children never do. And I think it adds to the feeling of claustrophobia. You feel this cage has descended over your life. And flying is the supreme antidote to that sort of claustrophobia.
Out of everything I've ever flown in the world, you cannot beat the basic microlighting flying, can you? You just can't beat it. It might be a flying deck chair, but it's total freedom. You've heard the expression free as a bird. It's as free as a bird, isn't it? Yeah. That's what it is. And for me, if I can't fly, I'm not free. Tomorrow's the last day. We're hoping to win it, actually.
It's the final day of the rally. From all across the country, every team is heading back to the start point. The challenge is to get there at a precise time, but there's a penalty for being late.
One of the crucial things on the rally is getting back here at an exact time, to the minute. Our time for getting back is 4:24.
Every minute that goes by after 4:24, we're losing 50 points. So if we're 10 minutes late, we've probably wiped off the last 2 days' flying that we've done.
That's the time, 7:59. 8 o'clock. Okay, we can go.
We're lazy. You can probably see that we're still in bed. We got a lovely bed, didn't we? Lovely bed last night. Oh, great sleep, telly, little bit of brekkie this morning. It was fabulous.
Full of optimism, Will and Antony still dream of winning. The first competitors have started to land back at Preston Capes. But after spending the morning in bed, Paul and Mikey have only just started. At the last moment, a threatening weather front moves in, creating extreme turbulence.
Oh, it's right as old bollocks this morning.
Whoa! Oh, these are nasty thermals. Yeah, I don't like this. No, neither do I.
Fucking hell, it's a strong wind tomorrow. Yeah. Whoa, that's good.
I have 2 pieces of traffic, Dad. Out to our right, one slightly above us, one out there looks like a flex wing. 9
minutes we got to get back.
Preston ground, Preston Capes ground, Echo India Delta Romeo Tango.
Romeo Tango, Preston Capes, go ahead.
Echo India Delta Romeo Tango is now finals to land. We're not going to get down, are we? There we are. Oh! Fucking hell. Oh, that hurt. That was rough. Did that hurt? Yeah.
This is Woodward. Woodward, hi.
Come on!
Despite the strong winds, and with seconds to go before their time slot, Antony decides to attempt the landing.
It was very important to Will to be a good landing, and he wanted to do it, I think. But I insisted I was going to do it.
Anyway, time we start to turn up. Now take your time, man. Back on radio. Take your time. Nice landing. Got a roll back on that. That's it. Put a roll back. Landing. That's all that. That's it. Lovely, mate. That's lovely. That's it. Here's your feet, Emily. Good, man. Beautiful. Look at that. Over to yourself. Beautiful.
The sense of relief of touching down the last time was intense.
That's the one. You got it. You got it. You got it. Well done, mate.
It was a great landing, and it wasn't just a great landing. It was a terrific feeling.
Woodward, tell me how many minutes late?
16:24. He landed at 16:24. 1 minute. Very good.
We'd done it, we'd finished, and my family were there, and I could see them as we came down. It was great.
That's Richard. That's Richard.
Well, I am completely and 100% knackered.
With the last plane down, the counting begins. Each team's tracker is collected to work out where they've flown, whether they've hit or missed their turn points, and what their final score is. Winners and losers are divided into categories. Those equipped with sat-navs, and those, like Will and Antony, who used just a map and a compass.
In
Let's go Pete's Bob Bush. In last place.
Has to be.
With 236 points. Well done.
Ah, Bell, Mikey. We did it! We did it, son! We did it!
With Paul and Mikey taking last place in the sat-nav category, Will and Antony, in their category, are also last.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, John. That's fantastic. What?
You share us a bit.
Yeah, we do.
With 2,000 points. Richard, very proud.
And Richard, despite flying all the way to Scotland, missed Cape Wrath by just 15 metres
There we are.
and only manages 6th place.
15 metres, can you believe it? 15 bloody metres over, flying across all that bloody sea, and it's from here to that car.
It's been a long gap, but it's like a friendship that's destined to be. It didn't happen 20 years ago, but it seems to have happened now. It's a bit like that, man. It's I don't think the connection will be lost. And joking aside, who knows what next year might bring.
6th place, I'm sure I can do better than that, so next year maybe.
Good luck for this year. It's been totally emotional, mate. Fantastic. Lovely good guys.
I'll certainly fly again with Will, who is a lovely mate, and will be always, I think.
To me, it's like a flying holiday. It's brilliant. Really enjoyed it. Such a laugh. Yeah.
For you to do what you did, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. You're a man now. You're a man now. You've grown up and you're a man now. And next time we do this, we do it in your plane and you fly me. Michael's not any more important to me now than before we left. It's just that I never realised how important he was to me in the first place, and now I do.
He even worried about me, and that's I found, wow, I've never seen him like this before. I knew he cared for, but I didn't know he'd worry about me the whole time.
Oh Michael, you've got some guts, you know that?
Really?
He had a medal for finishing the rally, which still has pride of place in his bedroom. But you have to sit back and wonder, is it pride of place because we finished the rally, or is it pride in place because we went away for a few days and we had a great time? And I like that little element of mystery. I'd be happy that I never know which one it is.